Next up, I want to show you how to create a wire in SolidWorks from a project. Most projects are either plugged in or batteries. So if it's a plugged in project, it's probably going to have a wire going to a plug. Now, some people draw the plug, some people don't. That's up to you, but I'm going to show you how to do a good effective wire from the side of a piece. So again, I'm going to start a new part. I'm going to keep it fairly simple. Sketch, rectangle, top plane. Doesn't matter what size, features, extruded boss base, and I'll say I'm going to go up 50 mil this time and take. Okay, so I want to draw a wire now that comes out the side of this block or this project that's going to be plugged in at one side. A common mistake a lot of people make with wires is that it doesn't sit on the ground. In reality, if a wire is coming out from the side of a project, and it's going to go down to the ground and it's going to follow around on the ground until it gets to the plug, to the wall, to the socket. A mistake a lot of people make is that the wire is up in the air as it goes round to somewhere, and it doesn't look good on working drawings at the end when you're doing a front elevation, end elevation and plan. So if you are doing a wire on your project, I suggest keeping it quite close to the project. Don't make it too far away, because if it's far away, it means you have to make your front view and plan view very small on your drawing sheet to fit everything in. Okay, I'm going to do something similar to a USB wire with a USB port. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with the USB port that plugs into the project, because that will be different for everybody, and it's just really a series of extrudes and extrude cuts. So first thing I'm going to do is sketch. I'm going to go to slot. What face do I want to draw it on? I'll click the side there, and I'm going to draw a slot there at the side about that size to begin with. And from that, I'm going to extrude that out, features, extruded boss base. I'll bring it out a little bit from the side. I'd say maybe 20 mil. Oh, I did that wrong. Right click, edit feature. Back there, I'm going to type in 20. Enter, and I'm not going to merge the result because I want that plug to be attached to the wire, not to the main project. So unclick and tick. Okay, so that's the socket now where it goes into the project there on the side. Next thing now, I'm going to do the wire. So I'm going to go to features, reference geometry and plane. And I want a plane to run exactly through the center of that plug there. So I'm going to click on that surface, turn it around, click on that one, and that should give me a plane exactly down through the center. And green tick. Now, on that plane, I'm going to go sketch, line, and out from the side there, I'm going to draw a line that comes out from the center of the object out a small distance. You can put measurements on it, say about 7 mil or something like that. That's that one started. Now, I'm going to make the diameter of the wire 4 millimeters or radius 2. Which means when it hits the ground, the center axis of the wire will be 2 millimeters up from the ground. So I'm going to exit sketch there, and I'm going to go features, reference geometry and plane, and I'm going to click on the bottom surface here this time, and I want that, I'm going to flip offset, and I want that to be 2 millimeters up from the ground there. So I'm going to click 2 and enter. And green tick. And if I extend that out now, that's where I'm going to work. That's what the center axis of my wire is going to work now. So now if I go back to this sketch here, right click and edit sketch, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to draw a line now, sketch, line, and the other plane is hidden, but I'm going to draw a line over here, doesn't matter what size it is, and I want to make it 2 millimeters up from the ground. So if I click the bottom line of the object, bottom line there, and go across, I want that to be 2 mil. And green tick. Once I have that done, I want to do a spline then between these two, because wires are never going to go in a straight line, it's usually a curved line. So click on spline, click that point once, go down and click the next point, and then if you right click and select, that exits the spline then. So we have a straight line. Now in reality we wouldn't have a sharp curve on a wire like that, so we need to make that into a smooth curve. So if you click on the line there, you're given these little diamonds. You can click and drag that diamond up, and I want to make that horizontal with this one, so I'll go over to the left, add relations and horizontal, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom one, drag that diamond down to the bottom there, and make that one horizontal as well, which means that it's feeding out from that line horizontally, curving down and feeding into this one horizontally as well. And then I'm going to go to the green tick. Once I've that done, next step then is features, swept boss base to make it into a wire. I'm going to go with a circular profile, and my path for the profile is that one there. Now at the minute it's a 10 mil and its diameter, so I'm going to change that to 4. And is it? Yeah, just about works. I wasn't doing measurements there, so you're probably better with a little bit more clearance there if you were doing it as a project. And that's your wire there going down. I can green tick that one. So that's it going down to the ground now. So the center, the bottom of that wire is in line with the bottom of the project, which in reality is what it would look like. Then we can go back. I have my plane in here already, so I'm going to go sketch, spline again, click on that plane there. So I'm working on this one. I'm going to go from the very end point of the circle. Now, mistake there, I'm going to do a straight line first of all, because it's easier to join it into a straight line. Straight out. And then from that straight line, sketch, spline, from that point onwards. So I'll do a couple of different clicks here. Doesn't matter where it goes. Somewhere in around like that. Same story with this one again. I want it to feed out. It wouldn't be that sharp kink there. So I'm going to click on the spline, move the little diamond, and click horizontal and green tick. So that means it's feeding out straight there. Then I'm going to go back, do the same thing as what I did before. Sketch, swept boss base, circular profile, diameter 4, and the box, I'm going to click on the spline there. And that feeds into that one there. So that looks straight there, which is good. Now, rather than go and auto select here, I'm going to unclick that, and in this box, I'm going to select which ones I wanted to join to. I want this one to join to that one, to make that all as one piece, and then green tick at the top. So at the minute now, we have two separate bodies. One is the original boss extrude for the project. The other one is the plug and wire there going to the back. And that's a wire now that runs around the back of the project, but runs level with the ground rather than up in the air. So when you do your front elevation now in your drawings at the end, everything sits perfectly as it should do. Now you can put a plug at the end if that's part of your project. If it's a different sort of a plug or design, you can work with whatever there. Mostly just extrudes for that. Okay, that's that one. Now we can hide the plane as well. Right click and hide if you don't need the plane anymore. I've one in here as well, just to tidy it up at the end.